Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with another week of Alliance Quest Map 7. Now, we are going to be taking probably the hardest path in all of AQ during this video, and this is going to be the Vivified path, alright? These are the globals here. We have Power to Cower today, Tech Ascendancy, and Juke. Power to Cower is so every hit on the attacker's combo meter, the defender's power gain is increased by 0.5%, and other special attacks that they use cost less. The first fight here is we're going to take this Vision with Prove Yourself and Mesmerize, Unblockable Special 1, and Stun Immunity. So there's really a lot of stuff going on here. This is also one of the hardest fights in all of AQ. You really do have to bring Proxima here. Well, you don't have to if you have Limber at 5 out of 5 like I do, but as you'll see, the first time that he evades, depending on where you are on the map, there's a good chance that you don't make out of it without getting hit in the face. So as you can see right here, he hit me before my stun was even done, and I have Limber maxed. But now at this point, what I could do is I could bait out a heavy attack from Vision, and I could dash back once or twice if I'm in the corner here, and I'll go for a heavy attack and pray that he doesn't evade any of those, and now I'll have True Strike for the rest of the fight here. I'm gonna try to do a lot of like light attacks here, just so that I don't run out of my charges before the True Strike goes away, because I have to get to 15 hits before I can do any damage. So I have the special 2 in the bank, so that'll be nice. I could toss it off here finally, and that's going to get him down to about 40% health, and I'm down to 6 charges, so I feel like, you know, 6 medium attacks are going to be good to go for this guy, but I do need him to toss off that special attack, that way, you know, he doesn't shoot up to a special 3. So this guy is really tough, especially if you don't have Proxima with you. I've taken it without Proxima, but with these new epic modifiers, I don't ever want to, like, chance like possibly dying to this guy, because that would be really bad. I was going for some light intercepts there because I was trying to make it back up to a special 2, but at this point I have 5 charges, so it doesn't really matter. So up next, we are going to be going on to our actual path, section 1 path, which is Vivified, which if you haven't ever seen Vivified, it's kind of crazy, man. And when you combine Vivified with Power to Cower, it gets kind of insane. So let's look at this here, okay? Vivified. Defender has 200% defensive combat power rate and cannot be affected by power drain, steal, or power burn abilities. He also has redoubled determination, so if I were to parry him with Corvus, all those armor breaks and the stuns, well, it's going to increase the power even further. Combine that with Power to Cower, and you have just a ridiculous fight. So I'm going to try and light intercept him here and just get rid of those little indestructibles that he has, and I'm going to take a little bit of reverberation damage here throughout the fight, just because I want to just be able to get him down without him gaining too much power here. Usually when you fight Killmonger, you do want to arm break him so that all of his special 1 and special 2 things don't like have any abilities there, and also the reverberation goes away. But as you can see, he's just gaining so much power, and he now has me in the corner, unfortunately, and he clipped me with a freaking heavy attack there, man, and I did have to use a revive, which is really unfortunate. I don't really know what happened there. I must have just mistimed that heavy. I should have just went in for the full combo after the first heavy and went for a special 2. That probably would have killed him, but you know, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I just tossed on a little revive, and I put on 1 potion, so that's kind of like fine. You know, it's not ideal. I honestly can't remember the last time that I died to this guy, but it's also the first time that I've ever done this Killmonger with epic modifiers, and with Power to Cower, I was just a little scared to like parry him. I usually just parry and do medium, and I just then build up to a special 2, and that usually ends the fight. So as you can see, when he does have the armor break on him, he's not going to be able to get the indestructible or the passive unstoppable or any reverberation. So that's why Corvus is so good for Killmonger in general. But basically, as you can see, like where I am right now, I just want to build up to a special 2, and that's usually going to be the end of the fight. But yeah, that's whatever, man. Like I said, that's the first time in a very long time that I haven't soloed that Killmonger, but it is what it is. I'm not, you know, too upset about it. Up next, we have this Diablo, who surprisingly is actually very tough, man, because whenever you hit him, there's a 25% chance that he's pretty much gonna go unstoppable because of that kinetic brewing node down there, and also with the toxic rage. And of course this guy has redoubled determination and vivified as well, so his power gain is just going to be absolutely through the roof. As you can see right from the beginning here, we parry and do medium, he's already at a bar of power. Do it again and he's 1 medium, and look at that, he's close to 2 bars of power. I go in here and he gets unstoppable there, and he's up to a bar again. So it's really just a lot going on here. Luckily his special 1 animation is very, very long, so I can wait out that unstoppable if I have to. Yeah man, there's just a lot of stuff to watch here. Also because sometimes when he has a certain type of potion, he'll gain power, and if he doesn't toss off his special 2, he can go up to a special 3. He also has Unblockable special 2. There's just a lot to keep an eye on, and it's very easy to mess up and take an unblockable special to the face while he's unstoppable if you're not paying attention. As you can see, he almost got me right there with the unstoppable. But here I'm just going to go for a special 1 to get him out of my face. Unfortunately, it didn't kill him, but 1 parry and 1 medium, and that guy's flushed right down the toilet right there. So yeah, that was fine. I usually just take that fight with Quake, but I know you guys don't always love to see the Quake fight, so I figured I would just go ahead and bring Ghost for some more fun later on, as you'll see. So this is from actually now day 5. We're doing So Say the Doom on day 5, and this is the same nodes pretty much as Vision, except he starts with 2 bars of power and has enhanced energy attacks. Sometimes I take this bishop, sometimes I don't. I didn't take it on day 4, but I figured I would record it on day 5 and just throw it in here as if I did, just to you know, keep the video going here. So same thing with the Vision fight here. I'm going to be doing a lot of light intercepts because those don't use my glaive charges. So I just want to get up to 15 as soon as I possibly can. So I'm going to do parry, light again. I'm going to push him up to a special 2 because all in all, the special 2 is actually going to take a lot less damage on my block than the special 1 would be, because I would have to block the entire special 1, and he has the enhanced armor, or the enhanced energy attacks. So I just take the first bit of it on the block there, and then I just dex back. I'm now at a special 2, so at this point, 1 special 2 and the fight's pretty much going to be over. So that's very, very simple. As long as you can dex his special 2 pretty reliably, you're going to be good to go there. That's not a fight you'd want to do without Proxima if you're using Corvus, but if you have Proxima, you have 3 charges, you're pretty much going to be good to go. Now up next, we're back to day 4 here, and we have this Vivified Korg. Now this fight with Ghost, let me tell you something, man, this was not my best Ghost fight. And we'll see why. So right off the bat here, he doesn't go in for the light attack, so I have to do like the shallow evade light here. So I do that another time because he just doesn't go into my face, so I have to do this 1 more time. And when Korg gains power like this, man, it's very tough when he gains this much power. At this point, I have to go to do it 1 more time, but apparently I triggered Dex, and now he got me in the corner. So now this is something that I really don't want to happen. I have to go in with the medium there, and I took a lot of damage there, and I accidentally got clipped by the heavy, so now I have an armor break. So I figured, alright, let me go ahead and get like a fury up. So I went for the heavy attack. At this point, I'm baiting out the special 2, but he's not throwing it. I have to go in for another medium there, take some more damage. Here, I could finally go for some light attacks. Luckily, he did dash in those times, and now he's back to another special 2. I can go ahead and dex that, go for get the little fury there. I'm hoping to get off like a couple of hits, man, while I have the fury and the passive precision, but he is just not letting me do it, man. I'm going to go ahead and bait out the special 1 here, and then I could toss off the special 3 and just get rid of all of those rock stacks, alright? So now we're resetting the battlefield here. We're going to go back into the beginning. We had a very, very rough start against this Korg, but now is the time to fix that, alright? He's down to 59% health. He has a special 2. I got to get him to throw it. There we go, man. I did get clipped there, unfortunately, but I went for the intercept, and I got a passive fury. So maybe it's okay. We can get a couple hits off with the passive fury, a nice 20,000 damage from that. At this point, though, we got clipped from the end of the special 1. I don't know how, but we went for a little light intercept, and now, oh my god, I threw the special 2 right into his block, and I'm now down to 1% health. I just need to find a way to get out of this, man. He has me in the corner. He's down to 14% health, down to 7% health. He has a special 2 and 5 rock stacks up. I'm on 1%. I can't throw a special attack. I gotta bait out this special 2. I gotta toss off some light attacks. Hopefully he dashes into my face here, and he did. I gotta get 1 more medium after the special 2. I can't get clipped by it, and we made it out of the fight alive. Oh my god, dudes, was that the prettiest fight in the world? No. But was it entertaining? Probably. Watching it back, it was kind of crazy, man. So, I ended that fight with 146 health, man. 146 health points. So I'm going to go into this next fight with 1%, and now is the time that I have to redeem myself with Ghost. I have a rank 3 Sig 160 Ghost. I cannot be playing Ghost like this. That is absolutely unacceptable, man. So we're gonna have to go in here and finish off AQ without using any potions in Ghost, and we're gonna have to finish this fight off by baiting in that dash and going for a big 75k special 2. Very, very nice. We do have one more fight with Ghost in section 1. We are going to do it with 1% as well. But before we do that here, I'm going to show you what I think is the best way to deal with this Korg. I'm not going to show the whole fight, but this is from day 5. This is how I usually deal with this Korg. It's just so much easier just to go in with Quake. Even on So Say It's Doom, I just can't think of too many reasons not to use Quake there. But anyway, you know, all that power gain is kind of crazy. Up next, we have a fun fight here. It's Freezer Burn and Invade. So both champions have 100% block penetration, and there's also Freezer Burn. So obviously, I'm going to go in here with Corvus. This is now the third path that I'm taking in section 1. I have a very, very hodgepodge path here in section 1. That consists of 3 like different paths. I take a lot of fights here, as you can see, the reason why I take this fight is that within 18 seconds, Corvus just has this guy completely down. It's so much easier than, you know, like Strands, who's in my battle group. He uses Human Torch or Sunspot. It doesn't make any sense for him to take this fight with those guys when I have Corvus there, when we're going that way. But up next, we have one more fight here, which is actually on that path as well, the Freezer Burn path, which also has Hand Special 2. It's a Doctor Strange, alright? So he has Unblockable Special 2 and Freezer Burn here. I'm going in with 1% again. Like I said, I have to redeem myself for that ridiculous Korg fight, so this is the time to do it, man. That Korg was just not playing into me the way I needed him to be. He was being very, very passive and also gaining a ridiculous amount of power, but hopefully this Doctor Strange is a little bit kinder to us, man. We're going to go for one more here. We're going to bait out the special 1 if we can, or we're going to go for a big special 2, baiting out the dash, and luckily we didn't get any cold snaps or incinerates. I think incinerates it is during the special 2 that would have killed us off. So very, very nice ending there. Ghosted really, really well. Yeah, man. So when I was doing this fight here, I figured I'd show this little clip here. I was pulled off on the side of the road. I was on a very, very long drive. So when I was doing that Korg fight, I was really not in the best place to be fighting. So there was a lot of stuff going on. I couldn't really concentrate, and he wasn't really like doing what I needed him to do. So it was just a bad situation in total there. But anyway, we got through it. We didn't die. Up next, we have a much easier section in section 2. We have Buffed Up. All right. We also have buffed up in section 3, but Buffed Up in section 3 is a lot tougher than Buffed Up in section 2, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But as of right now, I'm going to show you why Corvus Glaive is the king of Alliance Quest map 7, dude. We're going in here with this Ultron here, and we're not even doing medium, light, medium for most of the fight. We're just going straight full 5-hit combo, and we're just absolutely destroying these defenders, dude. Like, this is still a 5-star rank 5 Corvus, not even 6-star rank 3, not 6-star rank 2, only 3 charges on day 4 here, and he's just completely shredding it, dude. Same thing for this Vulture. I'm taking I'm parrying and then waiting a second, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm gonna let the bleed just heal me up a little bit. I want to make sure I end the fights after the bleed goes away, so I get the maximum amount of healing. Otherwise, I would have ended the fights a lot faster, obviously. But yeah, man, this Vulture is flushed right down the toilet as well. It doesn't really get much easier than this, man. All you need with Corvus to do Buffed Up is 2 charges, because he also has that True Strike or that True Accuracy as well. But yeah, now we have a Punisher 2099, and this guy's pretty simple as well. I'll tell you one thing though. If you were to go to this Punisher 2099 after timing out a bunch, and you have like 1% health, this could be a very dangerous fight for you if you do it with Corvus or anybody at 1% health, because if he tosses off that special 1 or that special 2 into your block, well, there's a lot of hits there, and you're probably going to end up dying from the block damage, especially on map 7 on the later day with the epic modifiers with the increased attack, because it just does a lot of damage, takes away a lot of your glaive charges if you're at 1 HP. But up next we have a Mordo here, and last week when I showed you Mordo, I didn't have Proxima with me. So what what I did was I started the fight by mashing the light button, and I just went really, really aggressive. But when I have Proxima here, there's really no need to do that, because he can't astral evade as long as I have the true strike up, or the true accuracy, whatever it's called. So I'm pretty much just going to treat this mortal like a normal fight here, because I don't have to worry about him ever evading me. At this point, he thinks he has his little power gain up, so he was being a little passive, but I think he realized that he didn't have it up. He's got it now. I'm going to go for a heavy attack into his block. That's typically pretty safe. Bait out the special 2 here, going to build up to my own special 2 and probably toss it off, and it's going to be a nice clean finish there. So we have one more fight in section 2 here, and that's going to be against this Howard the Duck. Now, very similar to this Punisher I was talking about, Howard the Duck can also be very problematic for you if you go into it with 1 HP. 1% with Corvus. That's because right out of the gate, he's going to come in with you and start with 2 bars of power. So, you're going to have to take a lot of this on the block. So you really have to have at least a little bit of HP. So if you're at 1%, you have to toss on either a silver of the a silver potion or a gold potion, just so that you don't die right at the beginning of the fight, which is annoying. You know, it's annoying how he starts with 2 bars of power and you really can't fully evade that second bar there, which is you know, it is what it is. But up next we are in section 3 here, and we have buffed up here as well. This massacre isn't too much of an issue at all. It's the later fights that get a little bit more complicated. But up first, the only biggest issue with Massacre here is that, or Massacre, whatever his name is that you can't really parry him if you're running the Suicide Masteries. And you guys know I always run the Suicide Masteries, especially when I'm using Corvus in a queue. So what I have to do here is just pretty much bait out his heavy attacks and just go in and punish him after that. He did Dex out of my my medium there, which is kind of annoying. Of course, sometimes you can get very lucky and stick a parry, but usually I find it's better just to bait out his special 1, or catch him on the dash back, or bait out his heavy attack and just go in and punish him. I find it a lot easier that way. I could have tossed off the special 1 there, probably would have ended the fight, but I feel like it's a lot easier if I just bait out his special 1 here and then go in for 1 more combo and just finish it off. So that was very, very nice. So up next we have probably what I consider to be the toughest fight in section 3 for me, and that is going to be this Daredevil Netflix, alright? And we'll talk about why it's the toughest fight for me. And I threw in Ghost here first, that's why she's dead, by the way, just to see what she could do, because it has buffed up, it has Rage, and also Honed Radar Sense. So buffed up and Raged are annoying as it is, but also sometimes I take this linked with What's Yours Is Mine. So the way What's Yours Is Mine works is that you need to have a weakness buff on the opponent, or else you're not going to be doing any damage, basically. So what this guy has right now, and I'm taking him linked, is What's Yours Is Mine, buffed up, and also Rage. So I need to have 3 buffs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Proxima, just have a little bit of fun here. I'm going to complete 3 missions, alright? I did my parries, now I have to do my intercepts, and I also have to get the knockdowns. We'll skip forward a little bit. So I now have 3 buffs, alright? So that took a little over 2 minutes to get that done. Now, I've done this fight with Proxima in the past when he was unlinked, but I wanted to go to bed. I didn't really feel like waiting. After the timeout, we got through 7% health here, okay? Now, I could have waited 45 minutes to be unlinked, but I didn't really feel like it. So this is what I did. I went in with Corvus here, okay? Now keep in mind, it's buffed up, we're good to go. It's What's Yours Is Mine. Well, we don't have a weakness debuff because we're not putting Resonate on. And also, there's Rage, okay? So we're not going to be hitting the Rage cap, so we don't have to worry about that. So what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be doing 3 excruciatingly long fights with Corvus, okay? Just like this. We go all the way through it, we toss off the special 3, and that resets the combo meter, by the way, our power to cower. We didn't get hit or anything, that's why our combo meter reset. Same thing with Proxima. But we go through 3 long timeouts, just like that. This is the second one here. You'll see we go all the way through it. And, you know, we're not doing too much damage here, but it's, in my opinion, 3 long fights here. That's better than waiting 45 minutes to be unlinked, because it was like 2 a.m. I really wanted to go to bed. We're going into the third one here, and after about 60 seconds, that's going to do it, alright? Well, after I toss off the special 2 right into his block there. Very, very nice. So that was a very, very long, like pretty much 12-minute segment fight for me there when I took it linked. I will show you now. This is now day 5 when I was unlinked. This is how I usually do this fight on every other day when I am unlinked, okay? I just hit into his block as best as I possibly can until he gets to about 50-ish% health, okay? I try not to make him go unblockable as best as I possibly can. If I do hit into him, oh well, he goes unblockable and it's a much harder fight. But if I hit into his block, I'm not going to hit the rage cap, but unfortunately now we're at 50% and he is unblockable. So I'm still going to hit into his block as much as I can, but if I do happen to combo him in the face, I'm not going to stop, because at this point, I'm very, pretty much in the perfect position where I could finish off the fight reasonably with the amount of charges that I have, okay? If he dashes back, just like Abyss Massacre, I'm gonna hit into his block because it just makes the most amount of sense. But at this point, the special 2 is 3 hits. I can toss it off and end this guy. So that's how I usually take that fight. Up next, we have an Iron Fist, which, could be a little annoying if you don't remember that he starts the fight unblockable. But as long as you remember that, there's not too much going on here, okay? So usually I just back off and I either intercept him or I wait for that unblockable to go away altogether, which is obviously the safer move. And from this point out, I could dash in at him, and it's pretty much just a regular Iron Fist fight. So that's simple, right? Very simple. There's not much going on there. Just bait out the special 1. It's going to cost half as much power for him. Keep in mind we still have the power to cower, so that combined with also the power reserve, the specials are pretty much going to cost nothing for these guys at this point. Up next we have a Loki. Now this is another fight that I take linked very often, but this time I was unlinked, and it's pretty much a very simple fight. He's going to be tossing off a lot of special 1s, so as long as you are ready for that, there's not too much that you have to look out for. I'll tell you one thing though, when I do take this fight linked, I pretty much he has all or nothing linked, and I just build up to a special 2, and I toss that off, and I drain his power when he gets to 3 bars of power, and then I still have 1 bar of power, and I do like parry, light, up to another second special 2. And that's how I go about that. But at this point, as you can see, he tosses off a lot of special 1s haphazardly, so I just gotta build it to a special 2. And that's pretty much all she wrote there. So that was my day 4 of AQ Map 7. I figured that power to cower combined with these nodes would be a lot more interesting to see than day 5, which So Say It's Doom. I did include some of them, like I included the Bishop and the Korg there, as well as the the Daredevil fight as well, just to give you guys a little more content to watch, to keep it a little interesting, to show you some different perspectives from different fights with different nodes and different globals. But yeah, dudes, you guys responded very positively to my AQ video last week and said you wanted to see more, so I figured I might as well record it and send it over to you guys. But that's going to be it for this video, my dudes. I really hope you did enjoy it. I enjoyed making it. Some of these fights were really crazy. Definitely not my best ghost fight there against Korg, but we did pull it off in the end, and I feel like she did really well towards the end of section 1 as well. And of course, Corvus Glaive is still a beast. He's always going to be a beast. I can't wait to get my 6-star to rank 3. Really can't wait for that. But yeah, dudes, just like always, if you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a like. Comment what you thought about this AQ series. Let me know what you want to see from AQ in the future. And subscribe if you want to see some more 4 Loki AQ videos coming to you very soon. I'll be seeing you around.